should be catching up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call this special call meeting of the Mecklenburg County Board of Supervisors to order. I would ask that we please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the concerning the Anthem health insurance renewal. Mr. Carter?
Ms. Sheffield's going to handle that, sir.
Okay.
I spoke to Mrs. Lundy this week. She's chairman of our insurance committee, and she said it was fine rather than do an insurance committee meeting that I bring everything straight to y'all. I am pleased to report that, I hate to say, but we do have an increase, but it's a small one, 2.9%. And I think that is as good as I've heard. And what that will mean, I like to break things down because this is what I get asked, is what is it going to cost me? That's what our employees want to know. For an employee only, it would be $1.90 more in their payroll check, out of their payroll check. A family would be $6 more. So that just, pre-tax, hopefully they will not miss that. We have not lost a single benefit. It did not change our benefit structure. Our deductible stayed the same. Pharmacy stayed the same. Everything stayed the same.
Sounds pretty good.
For the county, the total, just so you know, I did do some numbers. It will cost the county a total of $53,636 for the year.
Right.
But when you consider that is one of our largest line items in our budget, and I was very pleased.
Yeah.
Especially not losing any benefits. That's wonderful, I think.
Right.
That's real good.
Yeah, well, you got to think about with the COVID, with the pandemic, that had to have some effect on ratings, I would think. So
They didn't say, but I'm sure it did. Our utilization was up. Wayne and I sat in on the meeting and they go over the claims and it was up. We did have some large claims, but luckily with us being in what they call the local choice, we're pooled with the state, with other
Right.
local governments.
Okay.
So that
And you're
helps us a lot.
You're saying 53,000 for the year?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I paid $997 a month until I turned 65, with Anthem, until I turned 65.
53, that's the increase.
That's the increase.
That's the
our
increase.
increase.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was going to say,
we're in the
mine,
million. No,
mine
no,
be
I'm sorry.
$12,000 and we get the whole
Oh,
county.
no, no.
It's seven
Okay.
figure. It's seven figures, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
that makes
yes.
a little more sense. Okay.
But
No, that was the
reality
increase
is-
for our budget.
as David Rose said, utilization really dropped starting in March last year. And in the summer, people did not go this past summer. People did not go to the doctors. So their claims really dropped off, but then it came back up and people caught back up, which is what we're in now. In the first 2 quarters of this year, the claims went back up because people did start going back to the doctors. Because that's also what they told them. Don't stay away from regular checkups and everything else because there are other things that will kill you if you don't, besides COVID.
Well, they weren't doing operations either,
Correct.
unless it was necessary.
Right. So those all started coming in that July to December timeframe, which was
So
when
we're always behind.
right. So they take in those first 2 quarters as part of this with the last 2 of the other year.
And our renewal is,
July 1.
July
Open
1.
enrollment would be the month of May. That's when I'll take this to the employees if they want to make any changes. And then everything has to be in, we have to have everything into Richmond by May 31st.
okay. Okay, so then we need a motion to
Yes, sir.
proceed with the renewal. All right, so I need a motion to proceed with the renewal of the Anthem health insurance policy for the next fiscal year.
Mr. Chair, I so move.
We have a motion. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is procedures regarding procurement of architectural and professional engineering services.
The county is in the process of procuring engineering services for a number of Microsoft projects. And the projects are so extensive that no one engineering firm can do it all. So the county wants to issue one RFP, get engineering proposers in, and then decide which contracts to award which engineers. If we can do that with one RFP, it's very efficient. The code allows that. The code says that to do that, you have to have an adopted policy. So what you've got before you is a resolution. What you adopted will create the policy that the county needs. And I'll run through it. I'll go very quickly. You can slow me down. In the first whereas, it says that the request has to state that you're going to award multiple contracts. And it also has to state that the board has adopted procedures. So what you'll do if you adopt that is you will adopt the mandatory procedures. Number one is what you want. It says that competitive negotiations for engineering services may result in awards to more than one offeror. When RFP is issued, that statement in number one has got to be part of the RFP. When the projects are discussed with the engineers and the RFPs are issued, there are certain things that have to be stated of what you expect. This language is taken right out of your RFP. So this is exactly what you're expecting from the engineers. And then the rest of this is pure code. They prohibit requiring the selected contractors to compete for individual projects based on price. That's the RFP method, that price cannot be considered, qualifications are. Each contract awarded is limited to 1 year. However, the code allows for up to 4 consecutive 1-year renewals, and that's a tremendous thing. You don't have to go through this every year. The code says that the sum of all projects awarded to a single firm cannot exceed $750,000 in each of the 5 calendar years, and states that, and as I said before, I got ahead of myself, the contract can be renewed for 4 terms, and the Code of Virginia also says that fair and reasonable prices are, as negotiated, shall be used in determining the cost of each project awarded. And finally, the code says that the fee for any single project shall not exceed $150,000. So this is enabling you to take advantage of a very efficient way to procure engineering services for a very large and multifaceted project. So the recommendation is that you adopt this resolution as presented. I'll be happy to answer questions.
Any questions, Mr. Slade? Do we need to do a roll call on this, Mr. Slade?
No, sir.
All right, we need a motion then to adopt this resolution as you have in front of you and also as explained by Mr. Sladen.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve this resolution that has been presented to us by our county attorney.
All right, we have a motion to adopt the resolution for awarding architectural and professional engineering service contracts. Any further discussion? All in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
I need a motion to go into closed meeting.
Yes, we're now are going to go into closed session to discuss legal matter. So I need a motion that we go into closed session.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to go into closed session. All in favor of the Open session. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed? We are now in open session.
Give one
We
s-
need a motion to.
1 second, okay, now,
Oh, okay.
you can go now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, take some.
All right, so we're now back in open session. We need a motion to certify the closed session.
So moved.
We have a motion to certify closed session. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we have two matters to deal with. Number one is the adoption of I'll get it out in a minute. Adoption of a resolution approving litigation settlement agreement with Prospecta. Mr. Slayton, you want to?
Yes, sir. The staff would recommend that the board adopt the settlement resolution as presented.
Okay, we need a motion then, board, to adopt the resolution as presented.
I'll make the motion. Do we
All
adopt
right,
it?
we have a motion to adopt the litigation resolution as presented. Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the staff would recommend that the board appropriate to fund this settlement the sum of $713,211.99 on a roll call vote.
Okay, we need a motion to adopt the appropriation of the $713,211.99.
Mr. Chair, I so move.
We need
We
to
have a motion.
But we're going to.
do a roll call.
Jude, you want to call the roll?
Yes, sir. Mr. Brinkley,
Yay.
Mr. Hargrove,
Yay.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Lundy,
Yes.
Mr. Spain,
Yeah.
Mr. Wilkinson,
Yes.
Mr. Barber.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, unanimous, thank you very much. Okay, that's all the items on our agenda this evening. Does anyone else have anything they wish to bring before the board at this time? If not, this meeting is adjourned.